Looking back at everything now, I realize how quickly 30 years of marriage can slip through your fingers. I'm 45, and 3 years ago I made the biggest mistake of my life. My husband and I got together when we were both 15. High school sweethearts, you could say. We weren't each other's first loves, but we built something real. For 3 decades, I truly thought we were happy. Sure, he had his moments when things got too much and he'd get frustrated, but he was always the kind of person who spoke his mind. When something bothered him, he'd tell me straight up. I was the same way. We both had tempers, but we always worked through it. We had 4 kids, 3 girls and a boy. I stayed home to raise them while he worked hard, usually putting in 50-hour weeks at the construction company. Even with his exhausting schedule, he always made sure to help around the house. Every weekend, he'd let me sleep in, and I'd wake up to a clean house and breakfast ready. The trouble started when our older kids went off to college. The youngest was in middle school and didn't need me hovering anymore. I felt empty, like I was just floating through each day with no purpose. My husband noticed and suggested I get back to work. Now I wish I'd just taken up gardening or joined a book club instead. I got a job as a customer service representative at a local insurance company. It felt amazing to be working again after 20 years. That's where I met Raven and Jade. They were both in their mid-20s and took me under their wing. My husband encouraged me to spend time with them, since I didn't have many female friends. I used to push him to hang out with his work buddies too, so it seemed fair. But Raven and Jade, they started putting ideas in my head. They'd make comments about how I could do better than my husband. They'd point out younger guys at work and tell me I was wasting my prime years with someone who didn't appreciate me. Their friend Trevor from accounting would join us for lunch and call my husband weak and past his prime. I'm ashamed to admit it, but I started believing them. I began looking at my husband differently. When he'd try to be affectionate, I'd push him away. I made cruel comments about his weight. He'd notice something was off and ask questions, and I'd tell him he was imagining things. Then Trevor made his move. He was my age fit, and seemed so exciting compared to my routine life. We started meeting in secret. I felt young again, desired. I treated my husband terribly during those months, making excuses, lying about where I was. I became someone I didn't recognize. Everything came crashing down at dinner one night. My husband crushed his water glass in his hand when he noticed something on my neck. The look in his eyes, I'll never forget it. Pure hatred. Our son ran upstairs in tears. When my husband came back from getting stitches at urgent care, he simply said he wanted a divorce. I'd never heard him use such harsh words before, and all I could do was cry while our children watched from the staircase with disgust in their eyes. My husband moved to an apartment across town. Trevor started coming to our house uninvited, even though I asked him not to. This made my kids furious. The first time my husband came to pick up our son, Trevor tried to act tough. My husband just smiled and said not yet. But soon, when they left, I yelled at Trevor about being disrespectful, but he turned it back on me. That's when things started changing with Trevor. He began controlling what I ate, what I wore. He'd make mean comments when we were alone. I accepted it all, thinking maybe I deserved it. The divorce was straightforward. We split everything 50-50, with me keeping the house and making payments for his share. Our son chose to live with him. My older daughters stopped talking to me entirely. I only found out my middle daughter was engaged when my husband mentioned it casually. Watching him sign those divorce papers broke something in me. When he placed his wedding ring on the papers, I couldn't breathe. I realized I'd never properly apologized to him. I just sat there staring at his ring, finally understanding how badly I'd messed up. I'd destroyed my family for nothing. A week after the divorce, Trevor hit me for the first time. I knocked his phone over by accident, and he slapped me. When I called my ex-husband in tears, all he asked was, "Did he touch the kids?" When I said no, he hung up. Trevor got worse over the next 2 months. I told myself I deserved it. My ex had never raised a hand to me in 30 years, but here I was, accepting abuse as punishment for my mistakes. It only stopped when Trevor hit my youngest daughter, who was home from college during summer break. She was the only one who still lived with me. The others stayed with their dad. One call from her, and my ex-husband walked into our house. He offered Trevor one free shot before beating him unconscious. I had to beg him to stop. He asked our daughter which hand Trevor had used to hit her, then broke that hand by stomping on it. He dragged Trevor to the hospital and told them he fell downstairs. Trevor quit his job and left town the next day. I kept working, and then found out my ex-husband was sleeping with some of my single friends including Raven, who had encouraged me to cheat. She kept asking me about him, crying because he wouldn't call her back. I knew he was doing it to hurt me. I tried dating, but nothing lasted. Being a single mom of 4 scared most men away. And none of them could compare to my ex-husband, not even Trevor. It made me question everything even more. I had been happy, truly happy. How did I let those people manipulate me? My house became so quiet. My son either stayed locked in his room or at his dad's. My daughters, except for my youngest, wouldn't speak to me. It hurt so much that my ex-husband called a family meeting. Having all our kids under one roof made me happy, even though most didn't want to be there. When our son called me a terrible name during the meeting, my ex-husband slapped him. "Have I ever called your mother that?" he demanded. Our son shook his head. "She's your mother. She loves you. You will respect her. What happened between us has nothing to do with you." After that, things slowly improved with the kids. 2 years after our divorce, we became friendly again. He'd come over to fix things around the house, we'd talk about the kids, laugh sometimes. One day I tried to kiss him. He pushed me away and just said no before leaving. A month later, he started dating my son's math teacher. She's 12 years younger than us, pretty, and they share many interests. It hurt watching him look at her the way he used to look at me, seeing him make her laugh, how he gave her all his attention. I finally understood why everyone used to tell me how lucky I was to have him. I had a breakdown when I heard they were getting married and expecting twins. I woke up in the hospital with him beside me, brushing hair from my face while I begged for forgiveness. He just listened silently. He visited every day, only leaving to check on his fiancée, who even came to see me herself. His new wife found me a therapist, which they paid for. The therapist was direct, told me I'd had a midlife crisis, and instead of talking to my husband, I let young, single women manipulate me because they were unhappy themselves. After months of therapy, she suggested I write about it online as an alternative to group therapy. His new wife is kind. She checks on me often, talks with me, makes sure I'm okay. I want to hate her but can't. She's too good a person. Their twin boys are beautiful. My ex still comes around to make sure I'm eating, telling me that no matter what happened, I'll always be the mother of his children, and he'll be there as a friend. Last weekend, he came over and let me sleep in while he cleaned the house and made breakfast, just like old times. I broke down crying. I miss him terribly. I miss my husband, my best friend. I still don't understand how I let myself be manipulated so easily. My kids are here now, but our relationship isn't the same. The one person I want most has moved on, and I'm the reason why. Maybe someday I'll move on too, but right now, I know I deserve this loneliness. My therapist says time heals all wounds, but some scars remain to remind us of our mistakes. I'm learning to live with mine. My youngest daughter has been my rock through all this. She understood me when no one else did, kept me going when I thought about ending it all. The company promoted me to manager eventually. I fired Raven and the others who helped destroy my marriage. His new wife tells me I need to forgive myself someday, but watching him build a new life, the life we should have had, makes that impossible right now. Some nights I lie awake wondering if that woman, who threw everything away, was really me. I had everything I ever wanted, and I let toxic people convince me it wasn't enough. They say you don't know what you have until it's gone. But I knew what I had. I just never thought I'd be the one to break it. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that subscribe button to help us reach our goal of 1,000 subscribers. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and share it with friends or family who might enjoy it too. Your support means a lot. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or story ideas, drop them in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. See you in the next story.